The secret underground city of the gods, full expanded cinematic story minus 30-minute version prologue. The mountain that whispers, the Anatolian highlands, are harsh steep ridges torn by earthquakes, valleys swallowed by fog, and ancient formations that look more like ruins than natural stone. For centuries, locals avoided one mountain in particular, Crystalline Peak, not because of wolves, not because of storms, but because the mountain whispered. Shepherds claimed that on certain nights, when the moon sat low and red, you could hear a low vibration rising from deep inside the earth like distant machinery. Or a heartbeat. No one climbed Crystalline willingly. Until 1893, Dr. Elias Corvan was one of the last true explorer scientists of the 19th century. A man obsessed with anomalies, impossible fossils, unexplained caves, forgotten symbols. When miners reported metallic echoes beneath Crystalline, Elias assembled a team. Dr. Corvan's linguist and mythologist Miran Aylin, young geologist, idealistic but reckless Professor Halleck, engineer, expert in ancient architecture for assistants and to pack writers. Their goal was simple: map the mountain, locate the source of the echo, determine whether it was a natural formation or something else. They arrived after a 3-day storm that left the peak covered in a veil of icy fog. From the first moment, something felt wrong, not dangerous, just watching. On their 4th morning, Miran heard the echo, a metallic, rhythmic pulse beneath the stone. He pressed his ear to the ground cold as death and whispered, "Something is moving, but nothing should move that deep beneath solid volcanic rock." That night, the echo intensified, the ground hummed. Their lantern flames flickered toward the mountain as if drawn by a silent breath. Elias ordered a survey of the western cliffside. What they found was impossible: a crack, perfectly vertical, warm air flowing from within. And beneath the crack, what looked like a stone step, not carved, not eroded, manufactured. The team widened the crack for hours. Finally, the last slab fell away, revealing a spiraling staircase descending into blackness. The smoothest stone any of them had ever touched. Cool, but alive with a faint vibration. Elias whispered, "No civilization we know could build this underground. Not then. Not now." And they descended. The deeper they went, the stranger it became. Instead of air thinning, it grew richer. Warm currents brushed their skin in gentle waves. The walls gave off a faint blue luminescence, as if the stone itself was storing light. After hours, they reached a platform. The lanterns revealed a sight that broke every law of geology: a city. A subterranean metropolis stretching miles into the darkness. Suspended bridges made of obsidian black material, towers rising like frozen waterfalls, crystalline veins glowing along the cavern walls like threads of lightning. The city was silent, perfectly preserved. Professor Halleck measured the nearest pillar. Its construction was flawless: no seams, no tool marks, no imperfections. "It's like the entire structure was printed," he murmured. A single piece, but printed by what and for whom? The crew reached the central plaza, a smooth black square the size of a football field. In its center stood a monolith, 12 concentric rings carved around a glowing point. When Miran approached, the point pulsed. Faint, then bright, then blinding. The entire city awoke. Crystals flared with white-blue brilliance. Wine spiraled upward like breath. Distant chambers rumbled with movement, stones shifting, mechanisms awakening after millennia. Cora screamed. She held her head as voices poured into her mind, not words, but impressions. Creators, descendants, return. Elias steadied her. "What did you hear?" Cora's eyes filled with terror. "Not gods, Elias, architects." A staircase opened beneath the plaza. Massive stone slabs shifted aside, revealing a lower chamber older, darker, colder. They descended again. This level was different, organic, almost grown rather than built. Walls were smooth and curved, resembling the inside of a ribcage. Light came from veins that pulsed like slow, sleeping arteries. They found rooms filled with strange devices, mirrors, crystals, giant pillars of metal with roots carved like circuits. But the biggest discovery was the Hall of Echoes, a circular chamber lined with tall mirrored structures, except they weren't mirrors. They were gateways, screens, memories. Each one showed images from the explorer's pasts. Miran saw his mother calling him home at sunset, though she had died years ago. Cora saw ancient symbols floating before her, shifting to match those of every language she had ever studied. Halleck saw blueprints, impossible architecture, cities built in curves that defied physics. Elias approached the tallest mirror. He saw himself standing next to a figure of pure light, and the figure was touching his shoulder, gently, as if guiding him. Then it whispered, deeper. Beyond the Hall of Echoes, they found a final door. It wasn't made of stone or metal. It looked like glass, but when touched, it rippled like water. Passing through felt like walking through air turned liquid. Inside was the sanctum, a chamber shaped like a perfect sphere, suspended above a bottomless chasm. Floating in the center of the sphere was a single object, a seed, black, smooth, radiating power like heat. When Elias approached, the walls came alive with symbols, thousands of them, glowing in rhythm with the seed. Cora translated what she could, a blueprint, a record of construction, of creation. Halleck whispered, "This is a machine. This entire city is a machine." And then the walls changed shape. Figures emerged, tall, slender silhouettes of shimmering blue-white light. Not ghosts, not spirits, the architects. They communicated without sound. Their thoughts flooded the explorers' minds. We built the first cities. We shaped early humans. We descended below when the surface became unstable. We slept, and now you awaken us. The lights grew brighter, and then everything went black. The explorers woke at the mountain's entrance. Their equipment was gone, their journals erased, their memories fractured. Only Elias's notebook remained. One sentence written in trembling handwriting: "They are still here. The government sealed off the mountain within weeks." Everyone involved in the expedition vanished from public records, but locals still hear the hum, still see the blue lights under the earth, still feel the mountain vibrate on moonless nights. The underground city still breathes, still watches, still waits for someone to return, for someone to awaken the architects again.